One of the most powerful secrets of the universe, which has the power to completely change your life forever, is the law of vibration. This great transformation doesn't involve complicated meditation sessions, expensive courses, or years of spiritual practice. This secret is connected to something you do thousands of times every single day without even thinking about it. It's related to the exact words that come out of your mouth, the sentences you speak to yourself, and the phrases you repeat over and over again. Right now, as you're watching this, you might think that words are just sounds that help you communicate with other people. You might believe that what you say doesn't really matter as long as people understand what you mean. But what if I told you that every single word you speak is actually creating your future? What if I told you that the reason you don't have the money you want, the relationships you desire, or the success you dream about is because of the specific words you've been using every day? For example, if your desire is to attract more money into your life, the truth is that you need to vibrate at the frequency of abundance with your words before this shows up in your bank account. You need to speak like someone who already has money before the money actually arrives. Otherwise, you'll keep saying the same things that push money away from you. You'll keep using phrases like, "I can't afford this," or "money is so hard to make," or "rich people are lucky, but that's not me." And every time you say these words, you're actually pushing abundance further and further away from your life. Most people have this completely backwards. They think they need to see the money first, and then they'll start speaking positively about money. They think they need to find the perfect relationship first, and then they'll stop complaining about being alone. They think they need to get the dream job first, and then they'll stop saying how much they hate their current work. But this is exactly why they stay stuck in the same situation year after year. The universe works the opposite way. Your words create vibrations, and these vibrations attract experiences that match them. If you want to attract something new into your life, you have to start speaking about it as if it's already on its way to you. You have to change your words first, and then your reality will follow. Think about this for a moment. How many times today have you said something negative about your life? How many times have you complained about not having enough money, not finding the right person, or not being where you want to be in life? Every single one of those statements was an instruction to the universe to bring you more of exactly what you don't want. But here's what's really amazing about this. The moment you understand how to use your words correctly, everything starts to change incredibly fast. People who learn this secret often see results within days, not months or years. They start attracting opportunities they never expected. Money begins flowing from sources they never imagined. The right people show up at exactly the right time, and it all starts with changing the words they speak. The reason this works so quickly is because words carry tremendous power. When you speak, you're not just making sounds. You're sending out energy vibrations that travel through the universe and come back to you as real experiences. Every word is like a seed that you plant in the invisible world, and that seed grows into the situations and circumstances you experience in your physical life. This is why some people seem to have all the luck, while others struggle with the same problems over and over again. The lucky people have learned, either consciously or unconsciously, to speak in ways that attract good things to them. They use words that create positive vibrations. The people who struggle are unknowingly using words that create negative vibrations, and they keep attracting more of what they don't want. So the first learning you need to understand is this: if you don't change what comes out of your mouth, nothing in your world will change. This is the fundamental truth of the law of vibration that most people never discover. You can try every success strategy in the world. You can work harder than everyone around you. You can make detailed plans and set clear goals. But if you don't change your words, you'll stay exactly where you are right now. This is the fundamental essence of why the law of vibration is so important. If you master what I'm about to share with you in this video, everything you want will start flowing to you faster than ever before. Your life will transform in ways that might seem impossible right now. People will start treating you differently. Opportunities will appear from nowhere. Money will begin showing up through channels you never expected. The right relationships will find you instead of you having to search for them. However, this requires you to stop saying the words that have been blocking your blessings. It requires you to become aware of the phrases you've been repeating that have been keeping you stuck. And for most people, this is harder than they think because they've been speaking negatively for so long that it's become automatic. They don't even realize how often they complain, worry out loud, or speak about what they don't want. If you're really ready to see fast results in your life, if you're tired of waiting for things to get better, if you want to finally understand why some people seem to attract everything they want while others struggle, then this video is for you. But you have to be honest with yourself about the words you've been using. You have to be willing to catch yourself when you're about to say something that creates negative vibrations. Most people aren't ready for this level of responsibility. They want to keep complaining about their problems while somehow expecting their life to get better. They want to keep saying things like, "Nothing ever works out for me," or "I always have bad luck," while hoping that good things will happen to them. But the universe doesn't work that way. The universe is like a perfect mirror that reflects back exactly what you're putting out through your words. When you say, "I never have enough money," you're giving the universe a clear instruction to make sure you never have enough money. When you say, "Good relationships are hard to find," you're telling the universe to make sure that good relationships stay hidden from you. When you say, "I'm not lucky like other people," you're asking the universe to continue giving all the good luck to everyone else except you. This might sound harsh, but it's the truth that can set you free. Once you understand that your words are creating your reality, you suddenly have the power to create any reality you want. You're no longer a victim of circumstances. You're no longer at the mercy of other people or outside events. You become the creator of your own experience through the conscious use of your words. The problem is that most people have been speaking unconsciously for their entire lives. They learned how to talk from their parents, their friends, their teachers, and the people around them. And unfortunately, most people learn to speak in ways that create exactly the opposite of what they want. They learn to focus on problems instead of solutions. They learn to talk about what's wrong instead of what's possible. They learn to complain instead of create. But once you become aware of this pattern, once you understand how your words are affecting your life, you can change everything incredibly quickly. This is why people who learn the law of vibration often experience rapid transformations. They're not learning something completely new. They're simply redirecting a power they've been using unconsciously their entire lives. Everything in the universe is made of energy, and all energy vibrates at different frequencies. This isn't just spiritual talk. This is proven by modern science. Even what appears to be solid matter, like the chair you're sitting on or the device you're watching this on, is actually made of tiny particles that are constantly moving and vibrating. Your thoughts are energy, your emotions are energy, and your words are energy too. But words are special because they carry both the energy of your thoughts and the energy of your emotions, and they send this combined energy out into the world through sound vibrations. When you speak, you're literally broadcasting your internal energy state to the universe. The law of vibration states that like attracts like at the vibrational level. This means that whatever frequency you're vibrating at through your words, thoughts, and emotions, you will attract experiences that match that same frequency. If you're vibrating at the frequency of lack and limitation through your words, you'll attract more lack and limitation into your life. If you're vibrating at the frequency of abundance and possibility, you'll attract more abundance and opportunity. Most people think that vibration is something mysterious and complicated, but it's actually very simple to understand. Your vibration is simply the energy you're putting out through everything you think, feel, and say. And the easiest way to change your vibration is to change your words, because words are the most direct way to shift your energy immediately. When you say, "I can't afford this," you're not just stating a fact about your current bank account. You're sending out the vibration of lack and limitation. You're telling the universe that you live in a world where you can't afford things, and the universe responds by creating more situations where you can't afford what you want. It's like tuning into a radio station. If you want to hear music, you have to tune your radio to a music station. If you want to hear news, you tune to a news station. Your words are like the tuning dial on your radio. They determine what kind of experiences you're tuned into and what kind of experiences you'll receive. When you say, "I never have enough time," you're tuning into the frequency of time scarcity. And what happens? You attract more situations where time feels scarce. You get more interruptions, more urgent deadlines, more things that seem to eat up your time. When you say, "Good things always happen to me," you're tuning into the frequency of positive expectation. And what happens? You start noticing more good things happening. You attract more positive experiences, more helpful people, more fortunate coincidences. This is why two people can live in the same city, work at similar jobs, and have similar backgrounds. But one person seems to attract opportunities while the other person struggles with constant problems. They're vibrating at different frequencies through their words. They're tuned into different stations. The person who attracts opportunities has learned to speak in ways that create positive vibrations. They might say things like, "Something good is about to happen," or "I'm excited to see what shows up today," or "Things always work out for me somehow." The person who struggles has unknowingly learned to speak in ways that create negative vibrations. They might say things like, "Here we go again," or "I knew this would happen," or "Why do I always have bad luck?" Neither person is necessarily trying to create their reality through their words. They're just speaking the way they learned to speak, but their words are creating their reality anyway, because the law of vibration is always working whether you understand it or not. The universe doesn't judge your words as good or bad. It doesn't decide whether you deserve what you're asking for or not. It simply responds to the vibrational instructions you're giving through your words. It's completely neutral and completely fair. Everyone gets exactly what they're vibrating for through their thoughts, emotions, and especially their words. This is actually great news because it means you have complete control over what you attract into your life. You don't have to wait for someone else to change. You don't have to wait for the economy to get better or for the perfect opportunity to show up. You can start creating the life you want right now by changing the words you speak. Your words are like seeds that you plant in the invisible world of energy and vibration. Every time you speak, you're planting a seed. If you plant seeds of lack by saying, "I don't have enough money," you'll harvest a crop of financial struggle. If you plant seeds of abundance by saying, "Money flows to me easily," you'll harvest a crop of financial opportunity. The amazing thing about this is that the universe is incredibly fast at responding to your words. Unlike planting seeds in your garden, which might take weeks or months to grow, the seeds you plant with your words can start sprouting within days or even hours. Many people who start using positive, vibrationally aligned words report seeing changes in their life almost immediately. But there's one important thing you need to understand. The universe responds to the vibration behind your words, not just the words themselves. If you say, "I am abundant," but you don't believe it, If there's doubt or skepticism in your energy, then you're sending out mixed vibrations. You're saying one thing but vibrating something else. This is why it's important to choose words that feel believable to you right now, even if they're not describing your current reality. Instead of jumping from "I'm broke" to "I'm rich," you might start with "I'm open to receiving more money," or "I'm learning to attract abundance," or "money is starting to flow to me." These phrases feel more believable, so you can put genuine positive emotion behind them, which creates stronger positive vibrations. The key is to understand that your words are not just communication tools, they are creation tools. Every time you speak, you are literally creating your future through the vibrations you send out. This is why ancient spiritual traditions have always taught about the power of words, why prayers and affirmations have been used for thousands of years, and why the most successful people in every field tend to speak in positive, empowering ways. Once you truly understand that your words are creating your reality, you'll never speak carelessly again. You'll start choosing your words with the same care that you'd choose your actions, because you'll know that your words are actions. They are actions that create your future experiences. Most people don't realize that every word they speak is an instruction to the universe. Think about this for a moment. When you go to a restaurant, you don't just sit at the table hoping the waiter will guess what you want to eat. You look at the menu, you decide what you want, and then you place your order by speaking it out loud. The waiter takes your order to the kitchen, and a few minutes later, your food arrives at your table. Your relationship with the universe works in exactly the same way. The universe is like a cosmic restaurant that's always ready to serve you whatever you order. But instead of ordering food, you're ordering experiences. And instead of speaking to a waiter, you're speaking to the invisible forces that create your reality. Every time you speak, you're placing an order for more of whatever you're talking about. When you say, "I never have enough time," you're literally ordering more situations where time feels scarce. You're telling the universe, "Please bring me more experiences where I feel rushed, stressed, and behind schedule." And the universe, just like a good waiter, says, "Coming right up," and delivers exactly what you ordered. You get more interruptions, more last-minute deadlines, more things that seem to eat up your time. When you say "good things always happen to me," you're placing an order for positive experiences. You're telling the universe, "Please bring me more situations where I feel lucky, blessed, and grateful." And again, the universe responds by delivering more good luck, more pleasant surprises, more reasons to feel happy about your life. The universe doesn't question your orders. It doesn't ask if you really want what you're asking for. It doesn't judge whether you deserve it or not. It simply fills your order as quickly and efficiently as possible. This is why it's so important to become aware of what you're ordering through your words. Most people are unknowingly ordering exactly what they don't want. They complain about their problems, which is like ordering more problems. They talk about how hard life is, which is like ordering more difficulties. They focus on everything that's wrong, which is like ordering more things to go wrong. But here's what's really interesting. The universe responds to the content of your words, not the emotion behind them. When you say, "I hate my job," the universe doesn't hear the hate. It hears "my job," and it brings you more experiences related to the job you don't like. It might bring you more reasons to hate your job, more difficult days at work, more conflicts with your boss or coworkers. This is why complaining is so dangerous. Every time you complain about something, you're actually ordering more of it. When you say, "I hate paying these bills," you're ordering more bills to pay. When you say, "I can't stand being single," you're ordering more experiences of being alone. When you say, "I'm so tired of being broke," you're ordering more financial struggle. The universe is completely literal in how it responds to your words. It doesn't understand sarcasm, and it doesn't interpret your intentions. It only responds to the specific words you use. If you say just my luck when something bad happens, the universe hears this as my luck and brings you more of whatever you're calling your luck, even if you were being sarcastic. This is why successful people tend to speak very carefully. They understand, either consciously or unconsciously, that their words are creating their reality. They avoid complaining, even when things go wrong. Instead of saying, "This always happens to me," when they face a challenge, they might say, "This is just a temporary setback," or "I wonder what opportunity this situation is bringing me." Rich people rarely talk about not having enough money, even when they're going through tough financial times. They talk about investments, opportunities, and ways to create more wealth. Healthy people don't spend a lot of time talking about their aches and pains. They talk about feeling strong, energetic, and vibrant. Happy people don't focus on what's wrong with their relationships. They talk about love, connection, and the good things about the people in their lives. This doesn't mean they're being fake or pretending everything is perfect. It means they understand that their words are creating their future, so they choose to speak about what they want to experience more of, not what they want to get rid of. Your subconscious mind is also listening to every word you speak. And your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It controls most of your automatic behaviors, your habits, your reactions to situations, and even many of your conscious thoughts. When you repeatedly say things like, "I'm not good with money," your subconscious mind accepts this as truth and starts making sure you're not good with money. It might cause you to make poor financial decisions, overlook opportunities to earn more, or feel uncomfortable when money starts flowing to you. When you say, "I always mess things up," your subconscious mind works to make sure you mess things up. It might cause you to forget important details, make careless mistakes, or sabotage yourself right when things are going well. Your subconscious mind is like a faithful servant that always tries to make your words come true, even when those words are hurting you. But when you start saying things like, "I'm getting better with money every day," your subconscious mind starts looking for ways to make this true. It might help you notice opportunities you would have missed before, give you ideas for earning more income, or help you make smarter financial decisions. When you say, "Everything I touch turns to gold," your subconscious mind starts working to make you more successful in everything you do. This is why changing your words is so powerful. You're not just sending different vibrations out to the universe. You're also reprogramming your subconscious mind to help you create the life you want instead of the life you don't want. There's one simple phrase that can instantly transform your vibration and start attracting what you want into your life faster than you ever imagined possible. This phrase works because it shifts you from the vibration of lack into the vibration of expectation. It moves you from focusing on what you don't have to focusing on what's coming to you. Instead of saying, "I can't," or "I don't have," or "I wish I could," start saying, "I am in the process of." This one simple change in how you speak will revolutionize your entire life experience. For example, instead of saying, "I can't find a good job," say, "I am in the process of attracting my perfect career opportunity." Instead of saying, "I don't have enough money," say, "I am in the process of becoming financially abundant." Instead of saying, "I can't find the right person," say, "I am in the process of attracting my ideal relationship." What makes this phrase so powerful is that it acknowledges where you are right now without keeping you stuck there. It's honest about the fact that you don't have what you want yet, but it also declares that what you want is on its way to you. It creates a bridge between your current reality and your desired reality. When you say, "I am in the process of," you're telling the universe that change is happening. You're declaring that movement is occurring in your life. You're setting up an expectation that what you want is coming to you, and the universe responds to this expectation by actually putting the process in motion. This phrase works because it feels believable. If you're struggling financially, it might be hard to say, "I am rich," with genuine conviction. But you can say, "I am in the process of becoming wealthy," and really mean it. If you're lonely, it might feel fake to say, "I am in a perfect relationship." But you can say, "I am in the process of attracting my soulmate," and feel the truth of it. The beauty of this phrase is that it immediately shifts your focus from the problem to the solution. Instead of thinking about what's missing from your life, you start thinking about what's coming into your life. Instead of feeling stuck and frustrated, you start feeling hopeful and excited. When you say, "I am in the process of attracting more money," your mind automatically starts looking for ways this could happen. You become more aware of opportunities to earn additional income. You notice possibilities you might have overlooked before. You start taking actions that move you toward financial improvement, even if you're not consciously trying to do so. When you say, "I am in the process of improving my health," you naturally start making better choices. You might find yourself choosing healthier foods without really thinking about it. You might feel more motivated to exercise. You might sleep better or feel more energetic. The simple act of declaring that you're in the process of getting healthier actually starts the process of getting healthier. This happens because your subconscious mind believes what you tell it repeatedly. When you keep saying, "I am in the process of," your subconscious mind starts working to make sure you actually are in the process of attracting or achieving what you're talking about. It begins to guide your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions in ways that support the process you've declared is happening. Another reason this phrase is so effective is that it creates what psychologists call future pacing. Future pacing is when you mentally project yourself into a future scenario and experience it as if it's really happening. When you say, "I am in the process of attracting my dream home," part of your mind starts imagining what it will be like to live in that home. You might start picturing the rooms, thinking about how you'll decorate it, or imagining how good it will feel to have your own perfect space. This mental rehearsal actually helps attract what you want because it creates positive emotions around your desired outcome. When you feel good about something that hasn't happened yet, you're vibrating at the same frequency as actually having it. And remember, like attracts, like at the vibrational level. You can use this phrase for anything you want to attract or achieve. I am in the process of finding the perfect job. I am in the process of healing my body. I am in the process of attracting wonderful friendships. I am in the process of discovering my life purpose. I am in the process of creating financial freedom. The more you use this phrase, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the more believable it feels. And the more believable it feels, the stronger the vibration you send out, and the faster you start seeing results in your physical reality. Many people who start using this phrase report seeing changes within days. They get unexpected phone calls about job opportunities. They receive money from unexpected sources. They meet interesting new people. They discover solutions to problems they've been struggling with for months or years. This happens because "I am in the process of" is one of the most powerful vibrations you can send out to the universe. It's the vibration of positive expectation, forward movement, and trust that good things are coming. And the universe always responds to this vibration by making sure that good things actually do start coming. The fastest way to raise your vibration and attract what you want into your life is to thank the universe for what you want before you actually receive it. This might sound strange at first, but it's one of the most powerful techniques for manifesting anything you desire, and it works incredibly quickly. When you say, "Thank you for my perfect job," even though you haven't found that job yet, you're vibrating at the frequency of already having what you want. You're sending out the same energy that you would send out if you already had the perfect job. And since like attracts like, the universe responds by bringing you experiences that match that vibration of having the perfect job. This technique works because gratitude is one of the highest vibrational emotions. When you feel truly grateful, you're operating from a place of abundance, not lack. You're focusing on what you have or what's coming to you, not on what's missing from your life. And this shift in focus creates a completely different vibrational signal. Most people do this backwards. They think they need to receive something before they can be grateful for it. They wait until they have the money to be grateful for financial abundance. They wait until they meet the right person to be grateful for love. They wait until they get healthy to be grateful for their body. But this approach keeps them vibrating at the frequency of waiting and not having. When you thank the universe in advance for what you want, you immediately shift into the vibration of having it. You start feeling the same emotions you would feel if your desire had already been fulfilled. And these emotions create the exact vibrational frequency that attracts your desire into your physical reality. For example, if you want to attract more money into your life, start saying, "Thank you for the abundance that's flowing to me," or "Thank you for all the money that's coming my way," or "Thank you for my financial freedom." Say these phrases with genuine feeling, as if the money has already arrived. Feel the relief, the excitement, the gratitude you would feel if your bank account was exactly where you want it to be. If you want to improve your health, say, "Thank you for my strong, healthy body," or "Thank you for the perfect health I'm experiencing," or "Thank you for the energy and vitality I feel every day." Feel into these words. Imagine how good it feels to wake up every morning feeling fantastic, to have energy throughout the day, to feel strong and confident in your body. If you want to attract your ideal relationship, say, "Thank you for the perfect love that's in my life," or "Thank you for my amazing partner," or "Thank you for the beautiful relationship I'm enjoying." Feel the love, the connection, the happiness you would experience in that perfect relationship. The key to making this work is to put real emotion behind your words of gratitude. You can't just say the words mechanically and expect results. You have to actually feel grateful. You have to connect with the emotions you would experience if you already had what you're thanking the universe for. This might feel awkward or even fake at first, especially if you're going through a difficult time. If you're struggling financially, it might seem ridiculous to thank the universe for abundance. If you're dealing with health problems, it might feel strange to thank the universe for perfect health. But remember, you're not trying to pretend that your current situation is different than it is. You're creating the vibrational frequency that will change your situation. One way to make this feel more natural is to start small. Instead of jumping straight to "Thank you for my millions of dollars," you might start with, "Thank you for the extra money that's coming to me this week." Instead of "Thank you for my perfect health," you might begin with, "Thank you for the healing that's happening in my body right now." As you practice this technique and start seeing results, it becomes easier to feel genuine gratitude for bigger things that haven't manifested yet. You build confidence in the process, and your ability to generate authentic feelings of gratitude grows stronger. Another powerful way to use advanced gratitude is to thank the universe for things that are already in the process of happening, even if you can't see the evidence yet. Thank you for the job opportunity that's being prepared for me right now. Thank you for the perfect home that's waiting for me. Thank you for the healing that's taking place in my body, even if I can't see it yet. This type of gratitude acknowledges that the universe is always working behind the scenes to bring you what you want. It recognizes that there's often a time delay between when you ask for something and when it appears in your physical reality, but it trusts that the process is already underway. Many people who use this technique report experiencing what they call miracles in their lives. They suddenly receive money from unexpected sources. They get offered jobs they never applied for. They meet their future spouse in the most unlikely circumstances. They discover solutions to problems that seemed impossible to solve. But these aren't really miracles. They're simply the natural result of vibrating at the frequency of gratitude and abundance. When you consistently thank the universe for what you want, as if you already have it, you create such a strong, positive vibration that the universe has no choice but to match it with positive experiences. The timing of when you practice this gratitude technique can make it even more powerful. The best times are first thing in the morning when you wake up and last thing at night before you go to sleep. These are the times when your subconscious mind is most open and receptive to new programming. When you wake up in the morning, before you check your phone or think about your problems, spend a few minutes thanking the universe for everything you want to attract that day. Thank you for the wonderful opportunities coming my way today. Thank you for the abundance I'm about to receive. Thank you for the love and joy I'm going to experience. Before you go to sleep at night, express gratitude for your desires as if they've already been fulfilled. Thank you for the perfect day I had today. Thank you for all the blessings that came into my life. Thank you for everything that's being prepared for me while I sleep. This creates a positive vibrational bubble around your day and around your sleep time. You start each day expecting good things to happen, and you end each day feeling grateful for the good things that are coming. This consistent practice of advanced gratitude creates a momentum of positive attraction that builds stronger and stronger over time. The words "I am" are the most creative and powerful words in any language. They are literally the words of creation. Whatever follows "I am" in your speech becomes your reality, whether you realize it or not. These two simple words have the power to completely transform your life or to keep you trapped in situations you don't want. When you say "I am," you're not just describing yourself. You're actually creating yourself. You're giving the universe a direct command about who you are and what kind of experiences you should have. The universe takes your "I am" statements as absolute truth and works constantly to make sure your reality matches what you've declared about yourself. Think about the "I am" statements you've been using throughout your life. How often do you say things like, "I am broke," "I am tired," "I am stressed," "I am unlucky," or "I am not good enough"? Every time you make one of these statements, you're programming your subconscious mind and instructing the universe to create more experiences that match these declarations. When you say, "I am broke," you're not just commenting on your current bank account balance. You're actually identifying yourself as someone who is broke. You're telling your subconscious mind that being broke is part of who you are, and your subconscious mind, which controls most of your behavior, starts making sure you act like a broke person. It might cause you to avoid opportunities that could bring you money, make poor financial decisions, or feel uncomfortable when abundance starts flowing to you. When you say, "I am unlucky," you're programming yourself to notice and attract unlucky experiences. Your mind starts looking for evidence to support this identity. You begin to focus on everything that goes wrong while overlooking the things that go right. And because your attention creates your reality, you actually do start experiencing more unlucky situations. But here's the amazing thing about "I am" statements. They work both ways. Just as negative "I am" statements can create negative experiences, positive "I am" statements can create positive experiences incredibly quickly. When you start saying, "I am abundant," "I am successful," "I am loved," or "I am blessed," you begin to program yourself for success, love, and abundance. The key is to understand that your I am statements don't have to match your current circumstances. In fact, the most powerful I am statements are the ones that describe who you want to become, not who you are right now. You're not lying or pretending when you do this. You're using the creative power of language to literally create a new identity for yourself. When you say, I am abundant, even if your bank account is empty, you're planting a seed in your consciousness that will grow into real abundance. Your subconscious mind accepts this new identity and starts looking for ways to make it true. You might start noticing opportunities you missed before. You might get ideas for creating additional income. You might find yourself making better financial decisions without consciously trying to do so. When you say, I am confident, even if you feel insecure, you begin to program confidence into your being. Your subconscious mind starts making subtle changes in your posture, your voice, your facial expressions, and your behavior that make you actually become more confident. Other people start responding to you differently because you're sending out different signals. When you say, I am attracting wonderful people into my life, you begin to vibrate at the frequency of someone who has great relationships. You start showing up differently in social situations. You become more open, more friendly, more magnetic, and naturally, you begin to attract people who match this new vibration. The most successful people in the world, whether they understand the law of vibration or not, tend to use very powerful I am statements. They say things like, I am a winner, I am successful, I am valuable, or I am making a difference. They identify themselves with success, and their reality matches their identity. Poor people often identify themselves with lack. They say, I am just not good with money, or I am not the type of person who gets rich, or I am always struggling financially. And their financial reality matches these declarations. Unhealthy people often say, I am always getting sick, or I am not a healthy person, or I am just unlucky with my health. And their health reflects these identity statements. But you can change all of this by consciously choosing new I am statements. Instead of I am broke, start saying I am abundant. Instead of I am unlucky, start saying I am blessed. Instead of I am not good enough, start saying I am worthy of all the good things life has to offer. It's important to choose I am statements that feel at least somewhat believable to you right now. If saying I am a millionaire feels too far from your current reality, you might start with I am attracting more money every day, or I am becoming financially successful, or I am learning to create wealth. The goal is to gradually shift your identity in the direction you want to go. As your new I am statements start to feel more natural and believable, you can make them even more powerful. And as your reality begins to change to match your new identity, you'll find it easier to make even bolder declarations about yourself. Remember, every time you say I am, you're using the most creative power available to human beings. You're literally speaking your future into existence. So be very careful about what follows these two powerful words and use them consciously to create the life you truly want. The timing of when you speak your powerful phrases and the consistency with which you repeat them can dramatically affect how quickly you see results in your life. There are specific times of day when your mind is most receptive to new programming, and there are specific ways to repeat your phrases that make them much more effective. The two most powerful times to practice your new way of speaking are first thing in the morning when you wake up, and last thing at night before you go to sleep. These are the times when your subconscious mind is most open and receptive. During these periods, your logical, critical mind is less active, which means your positive statements can reach your subconscious more easily. When you first wake up in the morning, your brain is transitioning from the theta brainwave state of sleep to the alpha state of relaxed wakefulness. In this transition period, which usually lasts for about 10 to 20 minutes after you wake up, your subconscious mind is still very open to suggestion. This is the perfect time to feed it with positive I am statements, gratitude phrases, and declarations about what you're attracting into your life. Before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, before you let the outside world into your consciousness, spend a few minutes programming your mind for success. Say things like, I am having an amazing day today, wonderful opportunities are coming my way, I am attracting abundance and joy, or everything is working out perfectly for me. The reason this morning programming is so powerful is that it sets the vibrational tone for your entire day. Instead of starting your day by reading negative news or thinking about your problems, you're starting with positive expectation and high vibration. This affects not only your mood and energy, but also the kinds of experiences you attract throughout the day. Similarly, the period right before you fall asleep is another time when your subconscious mind is highly receptive. As you're drifting off to sleep, your brain waves are slowing down and your conscious mind is becoming less active. This is an ideal time to plant positive suggestions in your subconscious that will work on your behalf while you sleep. Before you go to sleep, instead of reviewing everything that went wrong during the day or worrying about tomorrow, spend a few minutes expressing gratitude for what you want as if you already have it. Thank you for the perfect day I had today. Thank you for all the abundance flowing into my life. Thank you for the love and success that surrounds me. Your subconscious mind continues working while you sleep, processing the thoughts and ideas you've given it. When you go to sleep with positive, empowering thoughts, your subconscious spends the night finding ways to make those thoughts come true. Many people report waking up with great ideas, sudden insights, or solutions to problems they've been struggling with after practicing this bedtime programming. But timing isn't the only factor that matters. The way you repeat your phrases is equally important. Simply saying positive words once or twice won't create lasting change. You need to repeat your new phrases consistently until they become your new default way of thinking and speaking. The magic number seems to be at least 3 repetitions of each phrase, spoken with genuine emotion and conviction. When you say, I am abundant just once, it might not have much impact. But when you say, I am abundant, I am abundant, I am abundant with feeling behind each repetition, you're creating a much stronger vibrational signal. This repetition works because your subconscious mind learns through repetition. It's like learning to ride a bicycle or play a musical instrument. The more you practice, the more natural and automatic it becomes. The more you repeat your positive phrases, the more natural they feel, and the more quickly they replace your old negative patterns of speech. Consistency is more important than perfection. It's better to practice your new way of speaking for 5 minutes every day than to do it for an hour once a week. Daily repetition creates momentum and helps establish new neural pathways in your brain. After about 21 to 30 days of consistent practice, your new positive phrases will start to feel natural and automatic. Many people find it helpful to create a specific routine around their verbal affirmations. You might spend 5 minutes each morning saying your I am statements while you're still in bed. You might repeat your gratitude phrases while you're brushing your teeth or getting dressed. You might use your drive to work as time to declare what kind of day you're going to have. The key is to find a routine that works for your lifestyle and stick with it. The more you can integrate positive speaking into your daily routine, the more natural it becomes and the faster you'll see results. Another powerful technique is to write down your most important phrases and put them where you'll see them throughout the day. You might put sticky notes on your bathroom mirror, your computer monitor, or your car dashboard. Every time you see these written reminders, repeat the phrase out loud with conviction. The emotion you put behind your words is just as important as the words themselves. The universe responds to the vibrational frequency of your emotions, not just the meaning of your words. When you say, "I am successful," with excitement and conviction, you create a much stronger vibration than when you say it half-heartedly or with doubt. Try to connect with the feelings you would have if your words were already true. If you're saying, "I am abundant," feel the relief, excitement, and gratitude you would feel if abundance was already flowing into your life. If you're saying, "I am loved," connect with the warmth, security, and joy you would feel in a perfect, loving relationship. I want you to know that everything I'm sharing with you in this video isn't just theory or wishful thinking. This is something I discovered through my own personal experience, and it completely transformed my life in ways that still amaze me today. When I first learned about the power of words and the law of vibration, I was honestly skeptical. It sounded too simple, too good to be true, but I was at a point in my life where I was willing to try anything. At that time, I was struggling in almost every area of my life. My finances were a mess. I was constantly worried about money, always saying things like, "I can't afford this," and "money is so hard to make, and I never have enough." I was stuck in a job that I hated, and I would complain about it constantly to anyone who would listen. I would say things like, "I hate my boss. This job is killing me, and I'm never going to get ahead." My relationships weren't much better. I was lonely and frustrated, always talking about how hard it was to meet good people and how all the good ones were already taken. I would say things like, "I'm going to be alone forever," and "nobody understands me," and "why do I always attract the wrong people?" Even my health was suffering. I was always tired, always stressed, always complaining about not feeling well. I would say things like, "I'm exhausted, I feel terrible, and I'm falling apart." Looking back now, I can see that I was literally creating all of these problems with my words, but at the time, I had no idea. Then I came across the concept of the law of vibration and the power of spoken words. At first, I thought it was ridiculous. How could simply changing what I said change my actual life circumstances? But I was desperate enough to give it a try, and I figured I had nothing to lose. I started with small changes. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," I began saying, "I'm finding ways to afford what I want." Instead of, "I hate my job," I started saying, "I'm attracting better work opportunities." Instead of, "I'm always tired," I began saying, "I'm becoming more energetic every day." At first, these new phrases felt fake and uncomfortable. I didn't believe them, and I felt silly saying them. But I kept doing it anyway, because I had committed to giving this experiment a real chance. I would repeat my new positive phrases every morning when I woke up and every night before I went to sleep. Within the first week, something interesting happened. I started noticing small positive things that I had been overlooking before. A friend bought me lunch unexpectedly. I found a $20 bill in an old jacket pocket. Someone complimented me on my work. These weren't huge changes, but they were different from the constant stream of problems I had been experiencing. By the second week, bigger changes started happening. I received an unexpected check in the mail from an old insurance claim I had forgotten about. A coworker mentioned a job opening at another company that sounded perfect for me. I met an interesting person at a coffee shop who became a good friend. But the real breakthrough came in the third week when I got a phone call from a company I had applied to months earlier. They offered me a position with a significant salary increase and much better working conditions. When I asked why they were calling so long after I had applied, they said they had just received additional funding and were expanding their team. This was when I really started to believe that something powerful was happening. The timing seemed too perfect to be just coincidence. I had been consistently declaring that better work opportunities were coming to me, and suddenly they were. Over the following months, my life continued to improve in ways that seemed almost magical. Money started flowing to me from sources I never expected. My health improved dramatically without any major changes to my diet or exercise routine. I attracted wonderful new people into my life who became lifelong friends and mentors. The most amazing part was how natural it all felt. These good things didn't feel like miracles or strokes of luck. They felt like the normal, natural flow of my life. I realized that I had shifted into a completely different vibrational frequency, and my external reality was simply matching my new internal state. But here's what really convinced me that this wasn't just coincidence. When I occasionally slipped back into my old patterns of negative speaking, negative things would start happening again. If I had a bad day and spent it complaining and focusing on problems, sure enough, more problems would show up in the following days. But when I caught myself and returned to my positive speaking patterns, good things would start flowing again. This happened enough times that I became absolutely convinced that my words were directly creating my experiences. It wasn't that positive thinking was making me notice good things that were already there. My words were actually attracting new positive experiences into my life. I started sharing this discovery with friends and family members who were struggling with their own challenges. Those who were willing to consistently change their speaking patterns saw similar results in their own lives. They started attracting better jobs, more money, improved health, and better relationships. One friend who had been unemployed for over a year found a great job within 3 weeks of starting to say, "I am attracting the perfect work opportunity." Another friend who had been single for years met her future husband within a month of beginning to say, "I am attracting my ideal partner." But I also noticed that people who tried this for just a few days and then gave up didn't see lasting results. The ones who saw dramatic changes were the ones who stuck with it consistently for at least a month, even when they didn't see immediate evidence that it was working. This is why I'm so passionate about sharing this information with you. I know from personal experience that it works, but only if you commit to doing it consistently. You can't just try it for a few days and expect your whole life to change. But if you're willing to make this a daily practice for at least 30 days, I promise you'll start seeing changes that will amaze you. The results aren't always immediate, and they don't always show up in the way you expect. But if you stick with it, if you consistently use your words to create positive vibrations, you will see your life transform in beautiful and unexpected ways. This isn't just wishful thinking or positive psychology. This is a fundamental law of how the universe works. And when you align yourself with it, everything changes. As we come to the end of our time together, I want you to remember the most important truth you've learned today. Your words are not just sounds that come out of your mouth. They are not just ways to communicate with other people. Your words are your wands of creation. They are the tools you use to literally create your future experiences, your relationships, your financial situation, your health, and every other aspect of your life. Every single time you speak, you are casting a spell that shapes your reality. When you say, "I never have enough money," you are casting a spell of financial lack. When you say, "Good things always happen to me," you are casting a spell of positive attraction. When you say, "I am worthy of love and success," you are casting a spell of worthiness that draws love and success to you. This is why ancient spiritual traditions have always taught about the power of words. This is why prayers, chants, and affirmations have been used for thousands of years by people who understood that speech is a creative force. This is why the most successful people in every field tend to speak in positive, empowering ways about themselves and their future. The universe is always listening to what you say, and it's always responding by bringing you experiences that match your words. It doesn't judge whether you deserve what you're asking for. It doesn't decide whether your requests are reasonable or unreasonable. It simply delivers whatever you're ordering through your speech. This means you have incredible power over your life experience. You don't have to wait for someone else to change. You don't have to wait for the economy to improve, for your boss to appreciate you, or for the perfect opportunity to knock on your door. You can start creating the life you want right now, today, by choosing your words with conscious intention. But remember, this power comes with responsibility. Once you understand that your words are creating your reality, you can never speak carelessly again. You'll need to pay attention to what comes out of your mouth. You'll need to catch yourself when you're about to complain, worry out loud, or speak about what you don't want. This isn't always easy, especially in the beginning. You've probably been speaking in certain patterns for many years, and changing these patterns requires conscious effort and consistency. But the results are so worth it that I encourage you to make this commitment to yourself starting today. Choose just one new phrase that you're going to start using regularly. It might be, "I am in the process of attracting abundance into my life." It might be, "Thank you for all the wonderful opportunities coming my way." It might be, "I am worthy of all the good things life has to offer." Pick something that feels believable to you right now and that describes what you want to create. Commit to saying this phrase at least 3 times every morning when you wake up and 3 times every night before you go to sleep. Say it with feeling, with conviction, with genuine emotion. Connect with how it would feel if this phrase were already completely true in your life. Do this consistently for the next 30 days, even if you don't see immediate results. Remember, there's often a delay between when you plant the seed with your words and when you see the harvest in your physical reality. But if you stick with it, if you consistently use your words to create positive vibrations, you will start to see changes that will amaze you. Pay attention to small improvements and positive coincidences. Notice when good things happen, even if they seem minor. Acknowledge when people treat you better, when opportunities appear, when solutions to problems show up unexpectedly. These are signs that your new way of speaking is working, and they will encourage you to continue. As you start to see results, you can add more positive phrases to your daily practice. You can make your statements even more powerful and specific. You can begin to consciously create every aspect of your life through the intentional use of your words. The law of vibration is always working, whether you understand it or not. The question is whether you're going to use it consciously to create what you want, or unconsciously to create what you don't want. Today, you have the knowledge and the tools to use this universal law to transform your life in beautiful and amazing ways. Your future is literally waiting for you to speak it into existence. What will you choose to say? The journey we've taken together today has revealed one of the most fundamental truths about human existence. You are constantly creating your reality through the words you speak. This isn't metaphorical or symbolic, it's literal. Every word that comes out of your mouth sends vibrations into the universe that attract matching experiences back to you. The law of vibration works with perfect precision, delivering exactly what you order through your speech. When you understand this truth and begin to speak with conscious intention, you step into your power as a deliberate creator of your life experience. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the author of your own story. The techniques I've shared with you, using "I am in the process of" statements, expressing gratitude in advance, crafting powerful "I am" declarations, and timing your practice for maximum impact, are proven methods that can transform your life rapidly when applied consistently. Remember, this transformation begins with a single conscious choice to speak differently. Choose your words as carefully as you would choose your actions, because your words are actions that create your future. Start today. Stay consistent and prepare to be amazed by the life you can create through the conscious use of your voice. The universe is waiting to give you everything you desire. All you have to do is ask for it correctly through the words you speak.